5 common badminton mistakes beginner badminton players make. The first badminton mistake we see a lot of players make is their grip. When guests come on, they either hold their grip too high or too low. Especially everyone coming on for smash videos, they're always holding their grip in the center of the racket. And then they're asking me, Alex, why can't I generate more power, right? But the difference between the center, you see, is this type of swing. But the difference, if you slide it just all the way to the back, you get this type of swing. Right? Do you hear the difference in that?
Yeah.
So the biggest difference that a lot of people need to do is they need to learn to adjust their grip. Use the center when they're hitting more control shots, and then move back to the back of their grip when they need to generate more power. And metric of how far back you should hit, I feel, is your pinky should be wrapped around the end of the racket over here so that you can generate power. Another thing for grip mistake is that they are not gripping their racket like a handshake. And they're probably gripping their racket kind of more like a panhandle. The thing is, if you grip your racket like a panhandle, you can only swing forward and back and you can't pronate. How power is generated in badminton is if you come in like a handshake, then you can rotate your arm in 180 degrees and it becomes more like a whip. So this is panhandle and this is pronation whip. So those are the first two mistakes for grip. One is not holding it far back enough and adjusting, and second, not handshaking your grip so that you can go into pronation. Our second mistake is a footwork mistake. Most amateur players, they run too much footwork. But if you see the top players like Li Zijia, Li Zijia actually doesn't even run footwork. He just takes one step in every direction, right? So you have to figure out how can you run footwork in as little steps as possible. So let's do a demo. I'm gonna give you full court scramble, and you're gonna try to run first with as much footwork as possible, as many steps as possible.
Okay.
Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, good. Yes, good. Come on. Now let's show them what it looks like to run with as little footwork as possible, okay? Right, now it looks like you're walking around on the court. Last thing I want you to do is when we are rallying, we want to move around with as little footwork as possible. But when it's time to attack, we can inject pace with a little bit more footwork. So I'm gonna go slow, 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 slow. And when I give a fast one, I want you to inject pace, okay? So the other one, just go slow, all recovery footwork, and the fast one, you inject pace. So slow, 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 slow. Ready, that's fast, fast. Beautiful. One more. Slow, slow, sorry. Slow. Ready, this is fast, fast. Beautiful. So that's the important footwork thing that they need to remind overall that increase their game is when they're playing rallying around, try to be as efficient as possible. Only when they're attacking, they should try to accelerate, but not all the time. Our third mistake is actually one that can be fixed really easy, and that's equipment. Now, most of the times when people come on, I say equipment is not the problem. But recently, our few guests that have come on, equipment was their problem, right? So there's two parts of equipment. There's strings, and then there's racket. So for strings, we're gonna talk about, and racket, we're gonna talk about it in terms of flexible to stiffness, okay? So strings, the difference between loose strings and tense strings is that the tighter the strings get, the stiffer the strings get. And the stiffer something is, you need more
control,
precision, control, timing, everything needs to be perfect. This noodle is, let's say, a loose string, okay? It doesn't matter how I hit you. I can hit you bad, I can hit you good. It generates the same amount of power. So the looser the string is, the more forgiving it's gonna be. Imagine I'm holding a baseball bat, a metal baseball bat. This is a metal baseball bat. If I hit it really good with perfect timing, it's gonna generate a lot of power. But if I hit it slightly bad, how stiff it is probably gonna actually bring back into my hand and hurt my hand. So you should choose a string tension that's suitable for your skill level. and not try to string above your skill level, which is most...
At least minimum 24 to 25 pounds should be good enough.
Yeah, 24, 25 pounds. Once you start getting better, you can try 27 to 29. And when you're pro, you can start going to the 30s. You should try every string tension and see which string tension generates the best power for me. So that's strings. The second one is racket. And how I like to approach racket, it's similar to strings. In terms of the most forgiving to the least forgiving. The least forgiving has the highest reward too, right? So it's the same concept. Beginner rackets are very soft, super forgiving. If you miss, then it's not a problem. Some of our guests that came on recently, their racket was actually too beginner for their skill level. So they were already generating a lot of power, but it wasn't going through to their racket. But alternatively, on the other side, if you use starting like pro rackets, right, like $300-something rackets, and you keep mishitting, you're losing more power too. So test all tensions of strings and then test different qualities of rackets. And you have to ask yourself, which is generating the best power for me? Not which do I want to become? You'll get there eventually. You'll upgrade when you know it's time to upgrade. So our fourth mistake is power generation. And this is a huge mistake a lot of people make. A power generation mistake that a lot of amateur players make is they like to use a lot of their big muscles when they swing. But they forget what is power generation. Power generation at the end of the day is just contact into the bird, right? And do you see how small the bird is? This is how small the bird is. If my racket hits here, that means the contact point and power absorption is only this small, right? So if our contact point and power absorption is only this small, but our swing is this big, then we're not actually hitting into our contact point. So what we need to do is we need to change our swing from a big swing that's just swing empty to a more compact swing. Let me show a demo of this. So a big swing with a large sweet spot point and not compact looks something like this. A lot of our guests coming on are swing like this. They're generating so much power in their shoulders and wondering why it doesn't go out. Like that's pretty much as fast as you can smash with a big swing, right? And you're wasting a lot of energy. Now a small swing, when we have into a small contact point, which is what we need to be doing for power generation, is gonna look something like this. So I don't even need to swing hard. I just need to swing fast into the contact point. One shot, KO. So how do we generate more compact swing? Well, how I like to approach it is we go for our swing backwards. We start from small and then go big. Whereas a lot of amateur players, same for every sport, golf, any other sport, they like to start always big and then figure out small, which you never do. So one thing I like to do is make sure your grip and your racket is right. And the first drill I always do is just smash like this, right? Start from tap smashes, okay? And making sure your swing is around like 80% good. And then we can move into half smashes with our swing. And then make sure that's 80% good. Once we start getting the handle of it, then we start adding more and more power. But we always start from small to big, because at the end of the day, the contact point is a small contact point, not a big contact point. Shourya, our last random mistake, it's the most important one. Do you know what it is?
Is it your attitude or skill level?
No, that's not it. It's something that it's pay to win.
Pay to win, okay.
Life is pay to win. It's not free to play, okay? It's free to play, but it's not free to win. It's pay to win, and that's your clothing. Have you ever seen someone just dressed so ugly on the badminton court?
Not really.
Because everyone wants to win, right? If you dress ugly and come play, first of all, you're gonna lack confidence. Second of all, no one wants to be your friend. Third of all, people probably think you don't shower. So let's try dressing you up ugly.
Yeah, Alex, big fan. Can you play with me?
Heck no.
Why not?
You look like a rocket ship.
Is that bad?
Yeah, in badminton. Okay, so clothing is super important. I think when you dress nice, you also feel more comfortable and more confident on court. And you're more willing to like play flashy. Do you feel that?
No.
Really?
I play normal. I don't
Some
play
people
flashy.
get self-conscious. Well, anyways, luckily for you, Shourya, 100 has sponsored our channel, so we got some new clothes that I've also given to you. But one thing, Shourya, you keep asking me for free stuff on this channel. I don't know why he does that, but I've given in. I'm gonna give you something for free, okay?
Really?
Yes. Remember the Victor unboxing we did a couple videos ago?
Yep.
You said you really wanted this limited edition hoodie, but I wasn't gonna give it to you. After I give this to you, you will become a slave of this channel. Just this is the exchange, no?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Shourya, here you go. This is now yours. Try it
you.
on.
Hey Alex, big fan.
Yeah.
Can you play with me?
Yeah, I think I can play with you.
Yes.
But if you wanted me to play with you every day, you should wear 100 Clothing, our partner of this channel. And you can find the affiliate link for that down below.
I'll buy it.
Okay, if you guys enjoyed this video on 5 common beginner badminton mistakes, this is a really brief overview. I mean, we have a lot of other videos that go in super in
We
depth.
didn't go in depth in this video.
But for each of these mistakes, you can find a more in-depth video on our channels if you just go through them. But like always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next, and check out.
This video.
Don't say it before me.
Okay.